I got to get better. I got to deep throat a couple of pickles before I come in here.
All right. Welcome back to Define Insanity.
I think I'm starting to like it.
I like how he said define insanity.
Yeah.
I gotta say I don't know that the long.
What? That was a good one.
As an audio engineer, he's clipping the mic.
That was a good one. Audio
Turn
engineer.
down his gain.
Always with the technical stuff. I'm KJ. I'm going to be very technical.
Well, I'm a technical man. Okay? I'm an audio engineer, an amateur audio engineer. Okay?
I wouldn't say amateur. I mean, you're pretty good at this. Have you made money at it yet?
It's my passion. Not a dime.
Not a dime?
No. I mean,
Someone pay him $1 so we can call him a pro. That's all you got to do. Pay him $1
we do have
for it. He's a pro.
sponsorships. I'm waiting for them to pay.
Celsius.
StickyDicks.com.
What's their slogan again?
For the best in sticky dicks. Get StickyDicks.com.
If you want a sticky dick, StickyDick.com.
Yeah. And now we got a new sponsor. We got this special gum for dick breath. Yeah, it's
Dick breath.
It's delicious.
You guys are disgusting.
It's delicious. What are you talking about?
Really cuts the dick breath.
I'm really excited today because we have my brother in the green room.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
How long has he been up there?
Well, we gave him a bunch of spiced meats and
No.
we put him in. We put him up there.
The health department.
Yeah,
they've been
dude.
on my ass about these meats.
Delicious.
We got to stop that.
It's delicious.
Or at least stop saying we're giving meats.
We
out.
are using fresh fruit.
Yep.
We have bottled waters.
Don't forget the pecans.
Pecans, fresh pecans.
Pecans.
candy.
I believe it's pronounced pecans.
Okay.
So there are no more spiced meats.
Nope.
On,
No cheese.
on record.
No.
Anyways, Justin.
Yes.
You're.
Yes.
Important text message.
Yes. Let me just.
What are you doing over there,
What are
bud?
you doing? Oh, he's swiping right.
Oh,
No,
you got a match?
No.
How big is he?
No. What I am. Listen. Bottom line is, I've been very confused lately. My entire childhood.
Lately?
Yeah. My entire
He's
childhood.
finally going to tell us.
He just put it on the TV for
Everything I thought I knew about my childhood is ass backwards.
Really?
Yeah. All the stuff they used to believe, I'm learning now from like the Epstein files and
they
everything.
told you
It's
about
all
Santa?
backwards. Well, no. I recently watched the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Yeah.
The original?
Like the one from 1990.
Oh, that was a great one.
Like the real one with like Corey Feldman as like Donatello. Yeah. Where they wore like suits and everything. So here's the deal. I was wrong about everything. I was a Michelangelo guy.
Me too.
Growing up, I was
Me
like,
too. Why?
Michelangelo is a party dude.
Yeah, exactly.
But what it turns out is I'm starting to realize
He's actually cool but rude.
Well, yeah, but I don't. First of all, I don't think the Ninja Turtles were the good guys. I think Shredder and the Foot Clan were actually the good guys.
You know what?
Okay.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that because I just saw that like a couple of weeks ago. It was on like some weird channel. I was scrolling through cable and found it. Master Splinter?
Yeah.
Dude, he was like Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, the Pizzagate.
Yeah,
They're always talking about eating pizza. Everything's about pizza.
It's like he's whoring out these four teenage boys.
Yeah.
Like he's
Weird.
So
Yeah.
where does April O'Neil fit in this?
He was definitely
April O'Neil-
human trafficker.
Human and also bestiality. Because what is April? Wasn't there like a romantic thing between April O'Neil and Raphael? That's bestiality.
She's like the Ghislaine Maxwell of.
She is like the Ghislaine.
exactly.
Yeah.
What's her
How
name?
do you say
I don't know.
Ghislaine?
Ghislaine?
Ghislaine. Yeah. Well, anyway, but look, the bottom line is these Ninja Turtles. First of all, they're mutant. They're monsters. Let's just be real. They're monsters.
We really
They're
framed them in a certain.
They're monsters.
way.
They live in the sewers.
Yeah.
They live in like where we
They're
shit.
dirty little scoundrels.
They're disgusting and disease riddled.
You ever smell the Ninja Turtle? It's fucking
Yeah.
They're absolutely disgusting little mutant monsters.
covered in salmonella.
Yeah.
And then you got Shredder, right? And the Foot Clan. All he did was open up like a community center.
Yeah,
for the
very
boys.
clean. Everything
Nobody
was
wanted
chrome.
them. Yeah. Nobody
Yeah.
wanted these kids. And he
Right.
said, hey, come here.
Right.
I'm dad.
Yeah.
Right? I'll fucking hook you up.
Right.
And yeah, go.
Where would these kids be
go
without
skateboard, go
the Foot
smoke
Clan?
some weed.
Give them a little
Yeah.
guidance.
Yeah, a little guidance.
They weren't even smoking weed. They were smoking cigars. I watched the movie. Like the worst thing these Foot Clan kids were doing
he's
was
like,
smoking cigars and playing video games.
got any cigarettes?
They would be out on the streets doing heroin and smoking crack. This was the 90s, the crack
We
epidemic.
would be, but I don't know about that.
No, they would. These are hard. Look, he was basically
It was
a
the age of
community
crack.
organizer that brought all these at-risk youths together and formed unity, leadership
agree.
and team skills.
Yeah, he even said it during one of his speeches.
While
where you're
these
going with
mutant monsters were running around terrorizing the neighborhood and causing trouble. And Splinter was
Why did you
he was
say
a
it like
rat. Splinter was a rat.
Well, I like Splinter's background. He's just sitting in a cage as a pet and learning his master.
That's what I mean.
Turtles.
Yes. Yeah. Splinter was
That
a
was good.
fucking
That
little
was really good.
bastard.
They're working on it. Yeah. Shout out Eben Drews.
Dude, all I'm saying
No,
is
I get it, man.
it's
I'm with you.
backwards.
I'm totally with you because I thought the same thing when I saw it. I was like, Jesus, Splinter's whoring out these fucking turtles.
Yeah.
Dude, they're heroes and a half shell, man.
My
These-
ass.
Yeah.
Dude, the bottom line is it's really fucking, it's like my whole childhood is like disturbed now. Who knows what kind of diseases they probably started?
I don't
Think about it.
Probably a lot.
I heard they started COVID.
They
Yeah.
could have started COVID
Chicken pox. I don't know. It was
with the water, with the was it azrazine that's in the water? Like who knows what's going on? Maybe
what's that?
they-
A condiment?
Well, no, it's turning the frogs gay. Remember, Alex Jones said that.
Man.
So like, who
I
knows?
fucking knew I shouldn't have drank that water.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
Now I know what happened.
I'm 50-50 on all conspiracy theories these days. So
I don't know.
I'm not.
You can't believe anything though.
I mean, I'm just as sure that he was right about that he was wrong. So
dude, I'm just saying, man. Like what? Like
50-50.
What else? We need to get emails in. Send some emails in. Like what else from our childhood from the 80s and 90s
Our
was
inbox
backwards?
is a little full.
We've been getting a lot of emails.
Yeah, but that would be a good one because there's a lot. There's a lot.
Oh, there's a shitload.
There's a lot there.
So this is our season premiere, guys.
Yeah.
This
I
is
like it.
episode
This is our
1.
season premiere, episode 1 of season 2.
Yeah.
How was your break?
My break was fantastic. Yeah.
Everybody had a nice break, a little,
I had a
little
good
break in the action.
Oh yeah, I had a great break.
We had a nice finale.
No,
It
the finale was
hilarious.
Yeah,
wonderful.
It was funny. Yeah.
It was a little recap of season 1. We're gonna be doing things a little different. Season
Kind of a
2.
clip show.
It was a bit of a clip
Yeah.
It
show.
was a clip show.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun with that. Our super fan Skylar.
I always skip those. I
He
hope
won,
nobody
he
does
won a
that.
sweepstakes to get that that privilege to sit at the table with us. So we had a lot of submissions, and Skylar won the sweepstakes, and I think he was a great little
It
co-host.
was
Yeah,
awesome.
I really wanted Skylar here for today too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He would have some hot takes on
For the Ninja
Turtles.
Turtle opening.
He's got a lot of hot takes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would definitely.
Well, hot takes Skylar. That's what they call him. Well, Skylar hot takes.
that's what I'm going to call him now. From now on, when
That's
I
now
say
his
him.
nickname.
Yes.
So
let's-
do we have a guest today?
Well, we do. We have my brother.
This is a
Can't
great
wait.
great way to kick off season 2.
wait.
We ended season 1 with Joe's brother.
Yes, we did.
Holla.
Yeah, and it was a fantastic episode.
Lewis.
Lewis part 2 was
Lewis.
the final official episode before the recap episode.
Captain Lou, that's
Captain
what they
Lou.
call him. Captain Lou Albano is what they call him.
Yeah, so we're very excited to have Justin's
Yeah.
brother on the show today.
He's up munching on the meat sticks right now.
Well, we don't say meat sticks on the air anymore.
Carrots.
Josh loves meat sticks.
Carrots.
Well, we all love
So,
meat
yeah,
sticks, but
but
you know who doesn't love meat sticks? The Nassau County Department of Health.
Well,
apparently.
fuck them.
So we are
you know
no
what?
longer allowed to carry
just
any
don't like
meat or dairy
expired-
products.
Expired.
I know, but like that's
products.
part of the experience. I'm not going to put fresh meats up there.
Well, I didn't even
Well,
know
yeah,
there was
you
an
know.
expiration date, like Justin was saying.
Yeah, I don't know whose idea was to put
Dried
venison
meat,
up
dried
there,
meat
but that
lasts
was-
forever.
Oh.
It's science.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Do you guys want to bring him down?
Let's bring him down.
Does he have construction boots on?
Josh, come on down. Oh, dude, what are you doing? You don't need to come down on all fours. What's wrong with this
A lot
guy?
of legs.
Finish your meat stick, Josh.
We just don't learn the lesson.
I should have fixed
What's
those
up,
stairs.
Josh? How we
Hello,
doing, brother?
everybody. Yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks for the pecans. They were great.
Pecan.
really
Told
enjoyed
you.
them.
We put
See
some,
that? There was
Justin's just
nothing but
bullshitting.
fresh
Definitely a
fruit
good
and
choice.
nuts.
Yeah.
I love how you let me hear your beginning in the green
But
room.
what do you
We
think?
piped the audio in
What
up
do you
there.
think about the Ninja Turtles? Do you
I
start?
don't know.
Is it true? Like, am I right? Are the Ninja Turtles really the bad guys, spreading disease, and Shredder is the
I
good
was
guy,
more-
who started
I
a
was
youth
more in
center?
shock how you guys both knew so much about the Ninja Turtles.
What do you
from
mean?
40 years ago.
I rewatched the movie.
I know. I remembered a lot about. That's why I thought it was funny. You said Michelangelo because
Well,
could
he's
you
a
name
party
all
dude.
four?
Yeah.
I can't name all four. I don't think.
Yeah,
Michelangelo,
absolutely.
Leonardo,
Raphael-
Donatello.
Who's
yeah.
the other one?
Raphael.
Yep.
Raphael.
He's the
right.
one that was having the bestiality relationship with the reporter, April.
And that's why, like, as I'm looking through the Ninja Turtles, it's like Raphael was always angry. He's
Yeah.
kind of a dick. Leonardo, pretty gay.
Yeah.
Donatello was like, I don't know, like I
He had
thought
the
him like the
He
nerd.
does
His
machines.
weapon
Yeah.
was like a stick.
Yeah.
I thought that was stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that?
It's called a staff or
I don't
something
know.
like that.
It's like I just
Actually, it's called a bow staff.
There you go, bow staff. See,
bow staff.
Yeah.
So, and then you got Michelangelo, who was just cool,
Party dude.
But why were the turtles Italian? That's what I never got.
And I think
What the
Leonardo
fuck?
Leonardo's the only one that had like a real deadly weapon. Yeah, he had like
two swords.
giant
I
swords.
don't know,
No,
man. You ever
Raphael.
seen a sai?
Sais are defensive weapon. They're not. They're made for defense. Sais are made for defense.
I guess the
Goddamn
rat was
martial
a big
artist
fan.
over
here. Yeah.
The rat was a big fan of Italian like sculpture stuff.
Yeah, what
you
was
know?
the
was
deal
pretty
with
good,
that
right?
rat? He was a disgusting,
He named them, no?
disease-riddled
Absolutely.
rat.
Yeah, he named them.
But
There
was the
like
rat
kids-
Italian too? No. Rat was
Splinter?
Asian.
Can't be Italian.
No,
Rat
so
can't
why
be.
was...
Oh, the rat. Oh, Splinter. He talk like this,
It could be Asian Italian. I don't know. There's some of them.
Is this a good Splinter accent? Is this good?
It was-
Yeah.
Well, no, now
we're
it's
losing
turning.
our
Yeah.
we're losing our
Raphael.
sponsors.
Raphael, you need more discipline. Michelangelo, no more pizza. That's how he talked.
I actually got a
little Marlon
slice.
Brando in there. You
A
have
little
it.
Marlon Brando.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, that's
my
so
God.
funny.
Oh, God.
I got a slice of pizza literally after I watched that movie because I was like, yeah, I want pizza now. It was.
Few people know this, but that movie was sponsored by the big pizza lobby.
It was.
That
It
makes
was
sense.
actually, yeah.
And Pizzagate.
That was my
Pizzagate.
that's my
Yeah.
conspiracy theory. Yeah.
That one of the
Pizza sales soared after that.
one of the
film
co-writers for that was actually John Podesta.
on the Epstein list.
Well, no, yeah, well, yeah, of the Ninja Turtle. You guys can Google it at home. He was one of the co-writers, John Podesta.
All
We
right.
just cracked the case.
Google it.
Really?
Yeah.
Google it.
One of the co-writers for Ninja Turtles. Yeah,
I hope we're not
The
just spreading
political
fake
guy?
news.
yeah.
Probably.
Check, Google it. Google it.
Don't take anything we say as true.
That's gotta be true.
Actually,
You can't
just
make
ask
that up,
Grok.
right? You can't make that up.
Yeah, you can't make this shit up.
We don't ask
come up
Grok
with that.
shit anymore, by the way.
No,
not
no.
after that,
No, not after that
fiasco on
wild-
the recap episode. Grok is banned from my home.
Well,
I
Grok.
actually downloaded it.
My
immediately.
Grok. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if you listened to our season finale episode, Josh. My Grok is learning from me. My Grok is
Clearly,
actually
by the language it
Yeah,
was using.
because it didn't do that for anybody else.
No, my Grok knows what I want to hear.
Yeah.
And it gives it to me. And
Yeah, I
it gives
bet.
it to me
Clearly gave it
good,
to you.
I bet.
good and strong and
Yeah,
long and
I
hard.
know. It
And it
sounds
doesn't
like-
stop giving it to me. Deep.
not till it's finished.
It's very deep. It goes very deep inside my consciousness.
Yeah, and now
Yeah.
we're going to go deep into your past.
Oh,
because
that
We
is
have-
a
Oh!
segue.
I
like that.
Well done, well done.
Hey,
Yeah.
I've been, you know what I've been doing? I've been doing a lot of research, taking notes, trying to get
On
better.
segues?
Set-
No, I actually thought that was a sexual thing.
A segue?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the way it's spelled
Yeah.
does sound sexual.
Segue?
Yeah.
It's spelled like SEGUE.
Yeah, yeah. It's too close to three-way for me.
It sounds like
Segue?
Yeah, I had
The
a
fuck
segue.
are you talking about?
I don't know. It seems like
Segue, like it's
seems-
like
you mean like
segueing into a new
those things
transition.
people ride?
No.
no, Segue.
It's French.
Oh, you
It's
mean like
French.
Like
oh,
a
okay,
transition.
Okay, yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Right.
But I think like a three-way segue. Like I don't know, like a fucking
Like a menage a trois.
There's a
yeah,
menage
but like
feel.
but like with like 4 fucking aliens. You know what I mean? A
Right.
segue, like
Right.
something
Yeah.
different. you
yeah, it's something that we're not privy to.
know? Yeah.
Yeah,
But it just
some
means
weird sexual
transition,
shit.
basically.
Well, I'll start here. Josh, how long have you been Justin's brother?
Well, how old are you again?
45.
Well,
There we
so
go.
it's been
Thank
about
you, good night.
45 years.
So, Josh, I got a little bone to pick with you, motherfucker. All right. So, here's the deal. I had my first drink with you. It was your idea. Your idea. You didn't expect this, did you? You're
Oh,
getting
boy.
lambasted, bombarded, buddy. Yeah, I'm an alcoholic, Josh. When I was in eighth
I don't
grade,
think it was my idea.
Oh yeah, when I was in eighth grade, Josh comes.
Josh is about to walk
Mom
out of
and
here.
Dad, Mom and Dad go out to eat, and Josh comes downstairs and goes, "Hey, Justin, look what I got. I got vodka. I got vodka and orange juice. You want to try it?" I'm like, okay. I'm just an innocent young boy. I just want to go watch my cartoons and go play video games. Yay!
You wanted to jerk off in the closet, you liar.
No, I'm like, drugs are bad, alcohol is bad. Are you sure I should try this, Josh? And Josh is like, yeah, don't worry about it. Have a little bit. And I tried it. Oh my God. A light switched off in my head. I was like, whoa. I'm like,
did
my
this?
voice changed. My balls dropped. I'm like, Josh.
But is that
what
when you
is
went
this?
from like low IQ to high IQ too?
No, I think I went low IQ to high IQ when I did acid for the first time.
Gotcha.
So hold
Yeah.
on. I was at home.
Yeah.
And you were at home.
Yeah,
We're
in
there together,
Dix Hills.
And no
yeah.
one's there.
No one's there.
And I'm
Yeah.
in 11th grade, and I'm.
Joe!
Oh, man.
He spilled the coffee all over Josh.
all over me.
What the fuck? Casey, are you going to allow it?
Yeah,
Can we just roll with
just
it?
throwing coffee at our guests.
Clean it up later. We're flowing here. I'm Maury Povich Josh right now.
so
I need a
sorry.
napkin or something. It's on my.
Forget the napkin.
This guy
I got
is
wet
gonna
pants.
walk.
I got wet pants.
No, we're forgetting the napkins. We're moving on. We got to keep this going
No,
here.
this doesn't seem to be working out here, guys.
Josh, you gave me my first drink.
We got Justin cornering him, and we got Joe throwing coffee at him.
I'd stay, but the coffee incident.
That was the straw.
Joe, did you have to spill it when I was Maury Poviching his ass?
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Povich is now a verb.
I went,
To Povich.
oh my, I'm crying.
Oh my God!
process
Just
of getting
you'll
Povich.
dry later. All right. Look,
Sit in it.
yes,
so
you don't
sorry,
remember
Josh.
this.
You will
Mom
sit
and
in
Dad
it.
were gone, and you bring,
honestly
we
don't.
go to the basement and you
Yeah.
make screwdrivers, and I drank them, and then all of a sudden I'm the new kid in school too. This is like we just moved to Dix Hills, and all of a sudden I start like thinking differently. I start calling people. I was afraid to like call people because I was like I was a new kid. I was shy. First drink, boom! I'm calling everyone. I'm calling all these acquaintances from high school that I somehow got their numbers of. I'm asking them if they have weed. I remember calling Alex and Andrew.
We'll block their names
Yeah,
in post.
and all these kids from 8th grade middle school that I just moved to that I had their numbers from. And
So you
I
had
was,
some serious beer muscles.
right away,
Right,
first
yeah.
thing I'm doing is asking for weed. I was Mr. Dare. Like, don't do
That's
drugs. Like 10 seconds earlier. And then after my first sip of real alcohol, I'm like, well, let's get some weed. I want to smoke weed. Calling everyone. Yeah, it was great. I didn't even want to pee.
Like Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, I didn't even
bit.
want to pee. Like I wanted to keep the alcohol. I didn't pee for 24 hours because I thought I wanted the alcohol in me. I thought it made me a Superman. Mom and Dad came home.
The first time you ever drank.
Yes,
This
first
is
time I
all
ever
of
drank
these
alcohol.
things
I
are
didn't
going
pee
through
for
your head.
24 hours. Yeah, first time alcohol.
I mean,
alcohol.
What does
crossed my
that tell
lips.
you?
It's like when you shake your
Smoke
hero's
weed, yeah.
hand and you're never going to wash
That's
that hand.
probably not a good sign.
Probably not a good
Yeah.
start. No.
He drank, immediately smoked weed, and then
No, asked for weed. Asked
Okay,
for,
and
yeah.
then and just didn't pee for 24 hours.
Didn't pee because I wanted the alcohol not to leave me.
Anyone out there, if you ever do that, no, you shouldn't ever drink.
Probably
again.
not a
Yeah.
good start.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so listen, I just want to let the whole world know that was my first drink. And
I guess it's my fault then.
I just want to let the whole world know that
Yeah, of
my entire alcoholism and everything is my brother's fault. It is
It
100% Josh's fault. I have no accountability. I did nothing wrong. None of it is my fault. It is all Josh's fault. And Josh, what do you have to say for yourself?
I'm taken back right now. I don't know.
Are you sorry?
I am not sorry. I can't apologize for that.
Well,
I didn't know what I was doing.
Well, you're a lawyer. What are we talking about? Compensation? Punitive damages?
You could possibly.
Is this
you could
tort
seek-
law?
You could seek some punitive
Tort law?
damages.
What about tort
this
law?
Could be criminal law. I
Criminal
think,
law?
actually. Yeah, it might
What-
be.
civil?
Criminal.
What about what do you call it? Statute of limitations?
They might be done.
What about civilly? What about civilly?
They finish faster.
Can I sue you?
You can.
I'm suing everybody.
Sue everybody.
Why not?
Why not?
I think my brother. No, actually, see the stories are different for when my first drink is, but my brother definitely gave me like a good drink or two. when I was
Lewis?
younger. Yeah,
Lewis is a saint. You don't talk down about Lewis in front of me ever again.
it was just a couple times.
No, but so yeah. So that was my first drink. You know, from then on out, that's all I was looking for.
What's the age gap between you guys?
3 years.
3 years.
3
yeah.
years. So you were in 8th grade at that time.
I was
Yeah,
in 11th grade.
Josh,
Yeah.
Josh was the coolest kid in school. He not only was
I
in
was
11th
brand
grade,
new to the
he
school.
came,
No one knew who I was.
Right, but we moved from New Jersey where the driving age was a year younger. So Josh moved into the high school, right? He was the only kid in 11th grade with a car and could
that's
drive.
nice.
I did drive my mom's
Right.
Mercedes.
Yeah,
to
and he
school.
drove
that's-
a
wow.
Mercedes 300E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
and-
old.
Yeah.
And you
yeah.
were just lagging behind.
It wasn't old. It was a 1989 Mercedes 300E, and it
but
was
not
like
that old.
It was like
old.
it was like
Yeah.
1996. It's not that old. At the time, that was an awesome Mercedes.
He's trying to be humble, you know?
No,
was
it was
old.
cool. And then he got an Audi A4.
Oh,
You know, he crashed that. Yeah, but he was the only kid. He was the only kid in 11th grade that had a car. So he was instantly like really cool.
That was Dad's car that I crashed.
Yeah. But anyway, so that was the age gap, and you know, and Josh gave me my first drink, and then the cat was out of the bag for me. We could fast forward to something I want to tell Josh. I don't know if he knows about this. So like,
I can't. I might leave again.
Last-
I feel like
last thing I'm
Joe,
gonna
I
let
think
you
one of
bring
us
up.
need to
Yeah.
steer the ship here because I think
last thing I'm going to let you bring
Justin's
up.
steering this thing right into
much time
Festivus.
we
He's
got
going to
left
start
here?
airing the grievances.
after about no, this isn't Josh's fault. Well, it could stem from the first drink, but after about 4 years of me me, craving that first drink again and trying to replace it that first, because nothing's like that first buzz, right? So then I discovered ecstasy, and for like years.
Was that Josh's fault also?
No. Well, I think it all steamrolled from that first drink. But
course.
Josh doesn't know this. Like,
Didn't you do work on this already and come to the conclusion you are the problem?
well, everyone knows I'm just joking. Of course, I'm the problem. It's not Josh's fault. I'm just fucking around with Josh. But Josh doesn't know this. Like, I did ecstasy for like 3 years straight, every day. Like every day. Like when I would like go to the movies with you and Dad, I was on ecstasy. When I would like,
Isn't that weird?
When I would go food shopping,
Yeah.
when I would
That's
go
why you were
food
so
shopping,
nice.
I was on ecstasy. Like everything, family dinners, ecstasy. Like always on ecstasy.
Well, let me back up here.
What age? How old are you?
Were you guys close when you were little, or were you guys that 3 years like a little too wide to?
A little too wide. Josh was kind of a dick.
Do you have any? Do you have any
Used to
memories of
punch me.
Justin as
That's
a
not being a
baby?
dick.
Yeah.
That's a
I
good
mean,
old
I
brother.
remember being like. Certainly remember being 7 and him being 4.
He used to
Things
beat the
like that,
shit out
you
of
know
me.
what I mean?
He used to beat the shit. Him and his friends would come over and just beat
Oh,
the
yeah.
shit out of me.
He always wanted just to hang out with me. And
Yeah.
It's the older brother.
I
thing.
didn't want to hang out with him.
At least he's only 3 years.
Right.
older.
He
was a
my
drunk.
7.5-year-old brother. Used
I
to
wasn't
do
a
that.
drunk at 7.
So at what age? What age in your
be
guys'
debated.
relationship would you say that you felt like you guys would hang out and like to share a drink like that? Like, was that before that moment? You guys would have felt
Oh, we used
comfortable
to do
hanging
that
out
a lot.
Yeah, no, not then. Not that high school moment was probably just like an
A one-off.
isolated thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought it was
You guys
cool.
weren't
I was
close or
trying to,
anything
like,
at that time.
experiment,
Yeah,
and I
years
grabbed
later.
him along with me. I guess
Yeah,
he was obviously eager to do it.
You want to fast forward to
Let's not
years
kid ourselves
later?
here.
We should try to keep this on some sort of timeline.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think that would make sense.
So,
So where are we now? What timeline?
how old were you when that happened?
What, 8th grade?
Yeah.
Yeah, 8th grade. I don't know.
Okay, so
fucking
13?
13, 14.
14.
Yeah.
All right, so you're
Yeah.
about 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So for you,
Yeah.
right, were you already at that point, you're a little bit older, were you just fucking around that one time, or you were partying back then because you were a
No,
normal
I wasn't.
kid?
In high school, I wasn't really like partying at all.
No.
They
Yeah.
called you Birdie. You were
Yeah.
a pothead.
No.
Your friends called you Bird. They go, Bernie.
That was
Oh,
the-
hey, Bird. Mom and Dad would be like, why do they call you Bernie? Oh, it's because I smoked a cigarette once. No, it's because you were a fucking pothead.
That wasn't it.
Yeah.
I don't
we
think
could fix
so.
that in post.
Yeah, they did. I did have a nickname, Bernie, but it was later on though.
Bernie!
It wasn't when I was in
High school.
11th grade.
Yes, it was.
No.
Sam and Joe, he called you Bernie.
What's with the names? What's with the names? We just do names.
I know.
Yeah, we
I
do
don't think you
names.
should be naming names.
We do names.
We do names here.
He's blanking all that
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely
okay,
not.
so they did.
All
They did.
right,
They
thank
called me
you.
Bernie.
So yeah, but
But
basically,
it was a
Josh
joke.
wouldn't hang out with me back then. He was too cool for school. He just wouldn't let me hang out with him. It wasn't
Of
until
course.
it wasn't until
3 years older than you.
It wasn't until what, like TGI Friday, when I worked at TGI Fridays those years? No, actually, during my ecstasy time, he hung out with me, but we weren't really that like hanging out that much. When I first started like drinking heavily, right? I was a good drunk. I used to go to bars. I was a social drinker. I wasn't this degenerate, alcoholic that I eventually became. I was pretty good at it. And me and Josh used to go to bars. We used to socialize. We used to have a good time.
So that was in your 20s that you guys probably
right,
had a
we
more
used to work-
social relationship.
Yeah, like we always worked in like restaurants.
Yeah.
Together,
So,
same restaurants.
Sometimes. And, I always had like the better job and he was always like the host.
Yeah, well,
You know
I
what
was the host
Of
because it was the
course you
least
were.
amount of work, and I got to hang out with the hot girls at
I'd
the
be
front
like
desk.
the bartender while he's the host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
But we would go out and it was like a big culture thing and we always
With
went out,
restaurants,
and
that's
he
always
was-
that social.
He was somewhat normal then.
Yes.
Like he could drink with other people.
Right.
Fast forward 20 years, you can't even drink with other people at
No,
all.
no,
Let me,
no, I
let me ask you though. In,
Maybe
in
not even
those
20,
days,
maybe
did you
10
did you
years,
see
but-
warning signs? There was nothing.
Oh, yeah,
there,
because-
there was some problem.
What were the warning signs? What do you
So,
mean you
like-
saw them?
So like we would go to like the regular after work bar, the same place every time. And
Max's?
everyone's getting there and no one's had any drinks yet. It's 11 o'clock at night. And he gets in there, we all order a beer and a shot or whatever, and he's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And goes to the bathroom, and he comes out of the bathroom completely fucking shit-faced. Boxed, eyes crooked, like
Normal walking in.
slurring his speech. Yeah.
Totally normal walking in. Coming out.
What happened?
That's what it appeared like to me. Now I look back on it, he was drinking all day long,
Yeah,
I think, But
I get what you're saying,
he would want to
100%.
put himself over the edge when he would go out like that. You
Why
know
did
what
I wanted to
mean?
save
Yeah.
money?
And
Getting drunk at a bar is
that age
expensive.
was what, like 21, 22?
I was probably in like early 20s, and
So he was
he,
underage at the bar.
or maybe he was 21 and I was
No,
24.
I think I was 21. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was 21, 22. 23.
But he could have been there when he was 20.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't.
But I guess, like, to his point, like, I that's the rationale, right? It's like, I'm just saving money, so I'll bring a bottle.
Yeah.
Right? But the fact is when you think like we do, bringing a bottle means you're going to drink that bottle very quickly, and you're going to overshoot the rest of the crowd.
It was embarrassing. To be honest with you.
I used to bring a pint. What I would do is I would bring a pint of vodka, and I would drink half of that pint in 2 sips. Right, and then I would save the other half for when I got home. But that half a pint in 2 sips, and then I've been drinking all day and everything. But I would always have to ration my. I would make
and
sure
you
I
get
had
a beer with everybody
right.
too,
I would,
and whatever.
and I would drink the beers. I would drink the shots. I would do all this stuff, the Jaeger bombs and the Irish car bombs, and as many type of bombs as you can get in you, And then I would also be smoking weed. I would go have my bat in my pocket. I would smoke weed out in the back, and I would just get I would get wasted. And you guys thought in the beginning, I remember you guys thought that I was a lightweight. You in the beginning, I remember you thought that I couldn't handle my alcohol.
Can't handle his liquor.
Right.
Because meanwhile he's drinking for 4.
Right. Because I would have like 2 beers and I'd be wasted. This guy's drunk after 2 beers.
Yeah.
Can't handle his liquor. Meanwhile,
Then we figured it out.
I had a blood alcohol of like 0.46 at the time.
Do you remember when you did figure it out? Like that time? Do you remember the time where you were like, wait a minute?
We slowly figured it out, but again, I'm young and it's still kind of funny a little bit at that point.
Sure.
But there was one moment where I knew this wasn't funny anymore, and it wasn't like that much time past that moment. He was at home and he was like guest drinking in his room a lot and whatnot.
Yeah.
And my dad went up there, was mad at him for something. I don't know what he was mad at him. Maybe he thought he was drinking or something. Goes into the closet and he must have pulled out 50 empty bottles of vodka, 50 or 100. I'm not kidding. Like
it was
that many, and they were
Just stuffed in
he
the
literally
closet like
filled up.
clothes.
He filled up
You
the
dirty
closet
slut.
with bottles of vodka. It was so bad,
I get
and
it.
he
It's
laid
not like
it
I
all
filled them
over the
with
floor.
piss or anything. They were
Oh no,
empty.
that would have been less weird.
Yeah, so my dad just throws him
I
on the
basically
floor.
do that.
Just throws him on the floor, and like you could see how like
Disgust.
hurt he was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Probably
Yeah.
concerned. I mean, that's
Yeah, like we didn't. It was like
Well,
shocking.
they build up. They
It was
build up.
shocking.
Well, the thing is, the bottles build up, and then it's
And that's
like
what he said. He would tell them right to their face. Oh, well, when Josh is going out after work, I'm saving money. I'm
Saving
not spending
money.
all. He spends all his money on
Yeah.
going out, and not me. Yeah,
Yeah, that's why I'm drinking
yeah.
handles of vodka in my room.
Yeah, no.
Save some cash.
That was the moment for me.
Your-
that was
your
he was
argument-
probably 22 at that point.
And they
maybe,
and Dad
maybe a little more, but
and
yeah,
the thing
not
is,
much
Dad
more.
didn't even find them all.
Wait.
Like that was the closet. He didn't check under my mattress. There was like so many more spots where there
So
were bottles.
your argument to your father was you were being efficient.
Yes,
Yes.
Frugal.
They
I
probably
was
bought
frugal.
it. They
Yeah.
probably bought it because they wanted to believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, they
that's
needed some
hysterical.
excuse.
Yeah.
Well, it was a good
Yeah.
excuse. Then.
It was a
All
good
right.
excuse. I thought it made sense
yeah,
to me.
it's
I
happened a couple
believed
of
it.
times when
I believed
give a
it.
good excuse. I could see people like I don't believe.
No, but
I
when, if
can't
you
argue
saw
with it.
that many empty
I mean,
bottles,
of
you know
course,
it's
of course.
insanity.
You
Yeah.
want to not believe it.
I have
you know?
memories.
You hope.
I have flashbacks of me lifting up my mattress like in the middle of the
It's a
night,
hard thing to swallow. You know,
searching for like little like leftover vodka in these bottles. Like lifting my mattress up, misplacing my bottle of vodka. So not knowing where like my backup bottle was, and then having to like search the empty bottles to see if there was a little bit left in one of them, or else I would start going through DTs, like hallucinations and
Not back when
shakes.
you were 23.
No. That was like
that's
30.
much
yeah.
later. Now
Yeah.
you're getting ahead.
Yeah,
we-
no, we're not there.
This is still
No, the flashbacks.
He's still social at this point.
Yeah, I
you know?
was-
He's
yeah,
still
I was very
going out.
social.
Yeah.
And
I was,
then-
I was a social pariah.
So after
Well-
that, though, he's 23. He's still going out with you. Do you see flashes when he goes out and he's not like that and he's just chill? Or every time he comes with you, he's fucking
always like
hammered?
that. Every holiday party, every Thanksgiving, Christmas.
So it
whatever.
starts to add up after a little while.
It was something we expected. Or I
Yes.
did.
So
after
after-
many years.
good time.
Yeah.
It was good times. It was fun. It was fun in the beginning, right?
Of
I
course.
made people laugh. I did crazy things,
Yeah, you
right?
did.
I did stand up comedy, all wasted, and you guys would
Right.
come see my shows. It was funny.
that
You never
must have
knew
been
what I was
wild.
going to
It
say.
was scary.
I would either get cheers or I'd get booed off stage and have to be escorted out. Like you didn't know what was going to happen.
I remember
Yeah.
one time you got mad.
Yeah, I got angry.
Start
Yeah.
cursing
Didn't we
or
write
something.
about
I
that?
started saying a lot of terms that
Bad
are
words.
socially unacceptable nowadays.
Nowadays, or just
Yeah.
whatever.
Right. but sometimes I would do really good too. Like I would kill it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy. It was crazy.
Of
you know,
course.
dealing
So
with it.
when your father finds those 50, 100 bottles in the closet, right? From that point moving forward, he's still going out and stuff. And are your parents like laid back a little bit after you give them that excuse?
Yeah,
Or
I
they
don't
just,
think they did anything really.
No.
Nah, he just still lived, and that was that. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah. No,
It wasn't like, what are they going to do? He's an adult.
No,
I mean,
absolutely. But
I was
it's-
still highly functioning. I was still, doing pretty, everything was still, I was still,
He was still sleeping at night, I think, at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
and going to work and holding a job.
Yeah,
And, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
a little bit.
yeah.
He's still him, right?
Yeah.
Really, that's it.
I would drink in the morning still, but I wasn't staying up all night because when it really got bad, I think it was when I started when I combined the alcoholism with the sleep deprivation. So it's like staying up 3-4 nights in a row while drinking heavily. You start to really lose your mind. That's when I used to call Josh in the middle of the night because I'd be watching the news at like 3 a.m. and I would like say crazy things and like all these crazy conspiracy theories, which by the way have now all come true. But at the time they thought I was all crazy because I would be like, like telling them, oh, we're under attack and all this like crazy
You
shit.
must be like, what the fuck
Right.
is this guy talking
Just so you know,
about?
it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It was crazy,
Yeah.
but
But also
a lot of-
prophetic because
a lot of
look
it
at
was,
the world we're in
a
now.
lot of it was
Yeah,
ended up being
exactly.
true.
Exactly.
But it was crazy that I was calling you at 3 a.m. and talking to you about like all these crazy things. Yeah, that was a little crazy. Yeah.
So when for you did it stop? Like it was just fun and it was just like he's just partying a little bit and being an idiot. He was 23,
Yeah.
24. It was like he was still just doing his thing.
It's hard to really say when it happened, like officially, because it's been throughout the years. I have, it's hard to. There's not one moment. It slowly got
Of
worse
course.
and worse and
It's a
worse.
progression.
It's like in my mid to late 20s, I lived in Long Beach, right? And I was still working in restaurants and doing my thing, bartending.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And it was fun. I loved it there. And he used to come over all the time. Obviously, it's a great place for someone like him. And
Oh, when you lived in Long Beach,
Yeah, so
you
he-
always had a full. Your fridge was always full
So
of alcohol.
we'd go out, and like I was cool. I'd come home at 4 a.m. and stuff, right? Like I wasn't like getting home early, and he'd come home back to my house or whatever you call it, in the West End.
House, Josh. It's
And
called a house.
yeah, I know it's more like an apartment house, that kind of thing. But yeah, and then he just wouldn't go to sleep, and there'd be like 25 Miller Lights in the fridge, and he would stay up from 4 until 10, 11, drinking all of them by himself.
Well,
all of them.
I thought
And
they were
nobody would say
community
anything to-
beers.
and nobody would say
Oh no,
anything
they
to
said stuff. The roommates got very angry.
Yeah, like,
It's
my
like
brother
real
drank
world.
all my beers. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I drank all of
Like,
his
sorry,
roommates'
I'll
beers.
replace them, whatever. And of course, I loaded up, whatever. It's
Oh,
not
oh.
$15. Who
Josh,
cares?
having
but,
to take care of the little brother.
And then I
yeah, but
would
it's all
walk.
my fault.
Yeah,
I
of
gave him
course
that
it is.
first drink.
Of
you
course.
Yeah.
But then I would walk home too. Like I'd be up all night drinking. Like
Oh, you were one of those.
nonstop,
Right.
no
Loner?
sleep, and then I would walk
Yeah,
home
we'd have
from
to kick him out of the house.
Yeah.
It's
Of
like,
course.
it's like
Yeah.
at this point he's belligerent, not making sense, trying to talk to like my roommates, and they're
eating
like,
dry packets of oatmeal just so I could drink more.
eating their cold cuts and
Yeah.
out of their fridge,
Just-
like with his hands. Terrible.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yo,
Terrible.
Yeah.
you hear a meatball, dude.
Yeah.
This is not the side of the story we got in episode 1. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
This is
I
a
used to
new
do a lot of that.
perspective.
On his way home from Long Beach back to Oceanside, he would steal a bike.
Yeah,
and
stole a bike.
Ride it
I
home.
see. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it made the trip quicker.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot quicker.
That's
Yeah.
a couple miles, right?
Yeah, but I would steal a bike. Usually I would find a
can't-
bike.
I can't even
steal it.
imagine him
Yeah.
riding that
Yeah.
thing pissed
Yeah.
drunk.
He wouldn't even go home and go to sleep.
No,
Yeah.
keep it going, baby. Keep it going.
I just
Talk to
love
my
alcohol.
mom, whatever he's
Well,
doing.
were you even like doing cocaine at that point? Like, what was keeping you
If
up?
it was
just-
there,
was it just
no? That's the
it
thing.
was just alcohol.
I was a unique specimen. I was one of the few
would do
people.
whatever, but-
If it was there, I would do it. But I didn't need
I
it to
know
stay
that.
up.
Yeah.
I didn't need it to stay up. I could stay up purely on more alcohol, vodka. When it got to the point where I was up
vodka.
for 24 hours,
Vodka.
beer just wasn't enough anymore for me to
Yeah,
stay up. But if I needed to stay up, I could just chug a pint of vodka in
So
under
that's it, though.
5 minutes.
Once you have
Vodka
that,
check,
once
yep.
you're
Yeah.
not, if you drink a lot and you're not sick the next day,
yes.
like that's a pretty
Yeah, no, you're right.
Because like I'll have too much a
Yeah.
lot a lot of times in my life, but I'm always like the
feel
next
like
day
shit.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm throwing up.
Because you would stop
know
drinking.
what I
And we
mean?
just keep doing it.
I didn't
Right.
stop.
We
That's-
feel like shit, so I'm going to make
that's
myself
another
feel
level.
good.
That's
Yeah.
another level.
I had a hangover, but it was after a decade of nonstop drinking. It was the worst hangover ever. I almost died.
Yeah.
They had to medicate me for that hangover. It was a
Right.
10-year hangover, in the running, Like
Yes,
I
absolutely.
postponed that hangover for so long by continuing to drink that when I did have it, I was on the floor convulsing. It was bad.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I never saw you do that.
Yeah, I was like crawling on the floor. It was
Well,
horrible.
what's your
Crawling,
perspective on like the first time something bad happened? Like when we talked about my stories, there were certain like circumstances and things that happened where my brother was either beating the shit out of me or somebody was confronting me about my addiction and alcoholism, and there was like a confrontation. Was there any moments like that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I guess I went to Atlantic City once with a bunch of times, but one of the times I went with my
have
brother.
a story with Atlantic
Yeah,
City.
go do the Atlantic City. Go for it. Yeah.
I mean, I forget what we went to Atlantic City for, but we used to live in that area, and we stayed at one of the casinos, and he's gone. He's lost. No one knows where he is. Just gone for the whole night. Hanging out, doing things, going to this is when he can't even go out anymore. Kind of drunk. You know what
I was in the
Can't-
slums of AC, like
Right away?
under the boardwalk.
Like he would just
Right
go
away?
to the liquor store and just drink by himself. Yeah.
No, I hung out with the homeless people under the boardwalk. It was a whole crazy thing. Yeah.
So listen, I wake up the next morning, he's still not there. I'm like, where the fuck is this guy? And finally, he walks in the door. He's got a fucking hospital band around his wrist.
Yeah, it was bad.
Hospital band.
I broke out.
I think he had the fucking gown on
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And he's in the room like, what the hell's wrong with you? This is insane. I'm like, I was kind of scared, And he's like, whatever. He's loaded. I'm like, what's going on? And then he takes out a bottle of vodka after getting. I don't know how he got out of the hospital.
I broke out.
He could talk that. He could tell you that side.
I escaped.
Like one of those mini those you put them in your pocket bottles, but not the
yeah.
not the small
hip
ones.
flask.
What are they
A
called?
pint.
Liter, yeah.
A pint.
Yeah.
He's got a pint of vodka, and he
pint.
drinks it after you ran for 3 miles and drank a bottle of water.
Refreshing.
Done. Whole pint. I'm like,
Yeah. Right out of the hospital.
right in front of me. I'm like, don't do
course.
it. I'm like, and I threw it, and he did it anyway, or whatever.
And then I'm like, I'm back, baby. Yeah, because I was coming down a little
wait,
bit.
so
So
how-
they were constant red flags, but like the red flags
It's
became
over at this
bigger.
point, you
Yeah,
know?
this is like more than a
Yeah.
warning. It's like
No,
it's
it's terrible.
And how old are you now?
This is how old were we?
Well, I was like 30, 29,
Right.
30.
Wow. Yeah.
And we went to get pizza after. It was nice with Leo, our friend Leo. Leo's a listener of the show. So
went-
Leo, that was
Shout
fun.
out, Leo.
Yeah, Ventura's
Shout out.
greenhouse. It was nice.
So we went to get pizza, and we're with old friends of mine because we used to live there, and he's just so embarrassing, using the cunt word and stuff
This
like
guy?
that. Yeah,
The C word?
like at the waitress,
Disgusting.
like you would.
Well, the waitress was a little cunty. Let's be honest.
like just over the top.
Belligerent.
I couldn't wait.
Fucking
I couldn't wait to
dirty
get home.
alcoholic.
And the worst part was I had to drive.
Westcott.
I had to drive him home for 3 hours too, and sit in the car with him while he's drinking too the whole time in the car.
Gotta
Jesus
drink.
Christ.
So was it at that point, or was it some point after where you found that it was a liability and you maybe were a little less involved? You weren't inviting him to the Atlantic City trips.
Yeah, I don't know how we ended up doing that. I
Like was
forgot what
was
we
that a
went for.
one-off, or was that like you guys were
It was
hanging out
a
enough-
one-night thing for Atlantic City.
So after that, you maybe weren't as involved socially.
No, we still were. I would be able to talk my way out of it. I
Was
would
there
always
ever a moment
manipulate.
though where you felt like I gotta kind of distance myself from this, or
I mean, I was a little.
there a conscious
Yeah,
moment?
I wouldn't want to always hang out with
Right.
him because he was so
It's a liability.
so much to deal with.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Yeah, so much to deal with.
a little rough,
No,
I drank
it-
a little bit, It wasn't the end of the
No,
world.
no matter where we went, if it was a game or this, a concert, he was a mess. You know.
Yeah.
King
Not
baby.
sick. He doesn't get sick. He was. I got to be honest.
No,
I
but
don't have many memories of him being sick. But he's a mess. You know.
Yes, but that's the problem because he can handle so much. It's like if most people would just black out, like just pass out and fucking whatever, or not be able to continue drinking. The fact that he is now, you got like a raging lunatic just roaming the streets because he can stand and walk around.
Genetically, there's got to be like some kind of gene that I had, like in me, like the amount that I was able to just continue to drink and stay awake was almost superhuman. You know, I don't want to like toot my own horn here. It really was.
I hope not. You
Yeah.
shouldn't be
Yeah.
bragging about that.
It was ridiculous.
It's amazing. Yeah, I mean, I've been around a lot of like bad drinkers because
Yeah.
I lived in Long Beach,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of that's a big culture there,
Right.
and you were by far the worst that
Right.
I've ever seen. I'm serious.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
He's a bartender.
Yeah, by far.
I know. So king baby.
It's pretty
Basically.
bad,
Because
yeah.
every time you went out, somebody had to watch you after you.
So
They
from
did.
It
beginning,
never ended. The
I mean,
night
you got to think
never
about it
ended
though.
for
Like,
him.
and by the time he's 30, that's half his life he's been drinking because he
Yeah.
was in middle
Yeah.
school when he started. So
Right.
by 30, you
good
said it was
15
pretty much.
years
But I
already.
didn't start heavily until
No,
after
yeah.
the ecstasy.
No, but you said
Yeah.
that like you
21.
were.
It's a
know.
15-year progression.
Yeah,
now.
it's a,
Right.
yeah.
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 There was progression.
There's some momentum there, but I
it still gets a lot worse from that 30.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
hear it.
Oh, yeah.
That's before any like rehabs, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, rehab was
Yeah.
first rehab was October 14th, 2014. I was
Right.
34.
Right.
Oh.
So what
many
happened between
years of
this
stuff.
Atlantic City trip and
30.
first rehab? Like there was just a lot of those incidents.
Well, it got
Yeah.
good for a little bit too when I got a girlfriend and
Was there some
my
false
dad bought a
hope there?
restaurant.
Like you guys felt like he was getting better.
Yeah, but you did. No, you did feel like I was getting better when my dad bought a restaurant and I got a girlfriend. When I got a girlfriend,
Well,
everything
you
looked
can't
better
tell
on the
when you-
outside.
So when he had a girlfriend,
Okay.
and that made him more normal because
Yeah.
he had to do things
Yeah.
That were normal.
according to other people's timelines.
Right.
Sometimes he couldn't.
Had
He
the
couldn't
structure.
stay up all night long. At least he'd have
Right.
to pretend to sleep. At
Right.
least, you know
He
what I
did.
mean?
So
Yeah.
he wasn't belligerent all the time. Then.
No, he was. I'm sure.
I just hit it.
I'm
Yeah.
sure that's probably what that's why it's his ex-girlfriend. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah.
She wasn't a
can't imagine
fan.
it.
Not a
Yeah.
fan.
No, okay.
Not a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I used to hide vodka in shampoo bottles and
Right.
yeah, it was a whole big thing. But eventually she
How
caught
long
on.
did you
didn't
date
like-
her?
About 6 years. Yeah.
A long time. They went away. They went to vacation.
We went to
Machu
Picchu.
Picchu.
Yeah, we went to Machu
A bunch
Picchu.
of
We went to
stuff.
Peru twice. We went
Cruises,
to
everything,
Bermuda.
right?
I
Yeah,
spent
yeah.
so much money on her. I used to take out student loans just to go on vacations. Yeah.
So
I was-
6 years. That's until you were like 40.
No. Well, here's the deal. I started dating her at around 27.
Oh,
So this is overlapping.
There's
This is
some overlapping.
overlapping.
I
Yeah.
gotcha.
So yeah, he's right though. He was. I guess it was improving because he had like some more of a better life for himself.
Right.
He looked.
Yeah.
It looked better
From
on
the
on
outside.
surface.
Well, 'cause
Yeah.
my girlfriend was pretty hot.
Yeah, but we're good. It's
a motivator.
Yeah.
What we're really good at is projecting, right? This scenery
Yeah.
of look at me, look at this shiny thing.
Right.
When really like the inside's all fucking rotten. You know what I
Right.
mean? So we're very good at that projection and projecting a normal life.
Yeah.
But you saw right through that bullshit.
Yeah.
I was rotting. I was
Everyone
rotting
did.
from the
Yeah.
inside,
Everyone
right?
did.
No, basically, you're right. I was rotting. It was towards the end. My like
course.
alcohol was hitting. Like, it was about to be the end, and then I got this girlfriend, and then I was able to postpone it for another like 6 years.
Right, but when you would be at a family party and she wasn't around or something like that,
yeah.
he'd be,
toasted.
he'd be on another planet.
like
You know what I mean?
like your
Yeah.
wedding, like
And
your
when
wedding.
anybody try and talk
Right.
to him,
Yeah.
or it wasn't like it was like lying on deaf ears.
I mean,
was
you
not
mean like
possible.
people like at the family
No,
parties?
just
They
anyone
wouldn't
like
even
you, your
realize.
friends,
Yeah.
your mom, dad, like because confrontation. Sometimes, especially after years of progression, it gets to a point where you just can't fucking take it anymore. You're like, dude, what are you doing? Or anybody.
Was there confrontation?
Even your friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tons of confrontations.
Yeah.
But I would just block it out by just drinking more. Like whatever stuff I didn't like to hear, like if Josh would tell me, or mom and dad would tell me, or my girlfriend would tell me, it didn't matter. Like as much as it hurt me and made me feel shitty, I was always able to overcome that by just drinking more.
So you went there immediately.
Yeah.
Like never once did you just sit there and feel like,
No, I did.
Yeah.
I did, but then it went away. Chug a pint.
Yeah.
The power of chugging a pint. I don't think people understand the power of chugging a
How
pint.
many
no,
shots?
they
How
do.
many
We don't
drinks
have
is?
to
How many
promote it.
drinks is 1 pint?
I don't know, but
Ask
well,
Grok.
think of
Yeah,
it's
it's a
the
lot.
same-
I mean, it's a pint of beer is normal, but
That's
if
what
you
I'm
a
saying.
pint of vodka in
That's-
2 sips is
So it's
Yeah.
probably
a lot.
like what?
Well, how much?
6 shots or
16
something,
ounces.
Right.
So you got 16 ounces.
Right.
Right.
So
what
it's
is
like
it?
an
1
and a
ounce is
half
for.
a shot, right?
It's about 10 or 11 drinks
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
about 3 or 4 minutes. So,
Right.
but that the power of doing that is not
Shots.
It turns
Right.
alcohol. It turns alcohol into a hard drug. I would be able to turn alcohol basically into like this like crack, like you know what I mean, like just
No, I
hard
get it.
drug.
But not
Yeah.
everybody. And it's fascinating how people have different reactions to things because one of our good friends, he has a different reaction to heroin. So even when he went into rehabs or detoxes or whatever, they'd hit him up with a sedative because they thought he was like on angel dust, the crystal meth.
Yeah.
And it would just set him off even more
Yeah.
because he had a diverse reaction to it. Some people that put alcohol in their body, especially guys like him,
Yeah.
it has a different effect. It's not as much of a depressant
Right.
as people think.
And but the girlfriend slowed me down because I did have to have a schedule. It's a good point, but I did have time away from her. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
So
of
like
course.
at my brother's wedding, like I planned this, right? So like I bought my tickets before my girlfriend bought hers because I wanted to make
It
sure
was a
that
destination wedding. So
it was a destination. It was in like what was it?
St. Martin.
St. Martin.
Yeah.
So like
and when was this?
I made it so my
2012.
my girlfriend got there 2 days later
How old
than
were you in
me.
2012.
Right.
It's
How
been
old were you in
old.
2012?
This is towards the end
The
before my
very
first
end.
rehab.
Yeah.
So I made sure that
So
that
you're around 34.
32.
Okay.
So my brother, my girlfriend got there 2 days after me. So I had 2 days to go fucking nuts, and I did.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was bad.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
It was
I had
bad.
friends showing up. He's saying things, staring at them like.
Oh, you creep.
He doesn't remember. There's
I had
no
like
way,
a
you know?
0.5
Yeah.
alcohol level at this time, blood alcohol
Like
level.
he's like the guy that jumps in the pool with his pants on, like
Yeah.
seriously,
well, sometimes you got to swim with your jeans on. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I don't know that you do.
No.
Why
not
not?
in St. Martin,
No.
Yeah.
So you got there 2 days earlier. You're partying, and then what happened? She
And she
comes. Are
shows
you
up.
still partying? Can you
Yeah.
stop?
Well, I was
No.
buying cocaine off of the
So
taxi
that's
cab
okay.
driver.
So did she know
Yeah.
though as soon as she got there and was like,
No, I was really good at. Everyone was in denial too. No one really wanted to know.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't really want to know the extent. They were happy that I hid 90% of it from them.
yeah, but they just thought you. So what? They just
That's
think
true.
you like, what, this crazy person? Because at least alcohol explains your behavior.
Yeah, they kind of thought I was a crazy person. Yeah.
Okay.
But I was also, I was kind of funny too. Like there was entertainment
No, I
value
know,
to
dude.
it.
I
You
know
know, it
that
wasn't
you
like
have,
all
charisma.
horrors. A lot of it was horrors, but there was like a golden, there was like that golden zone where like for like a few hours I was funny and entertaining
and you were just the life of the party.
and
then-
really smart. There was a level of alcohol that was in my system where my brain was just on fire.
It's like he went through, as he drank more, he went through like different levels of taking drugs. Like sometimes it feels like cocaine, then ecstasy,
Yeah.
then fucking acid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, my brain, there was a level, I don't know what
Well, you
blood
get
alcohol level,
delirious.
but
I mean,
Absolutely.
there's many times when he was delirious.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's why there was no talking to him.
Well, I
So what are you gonna
also-
say?
coming home, I saved someone's life. I mean,
Yeah.
telling
That
them
was- I
dad,
probably
you
did
know?
save people's lives.
it's
Yeah.
delirious.
yeah.
I can only imagine what happened that you thought that.
Well, I used to
all
hang
right.
out with homeless people a lot.
So
that was
here's
one of
the
my
story.
things.
You guys want a really good story with him? I
Absolutely.
got a
Absolutely.
really good one. So after work one night, we go to some bar, not in our town, and I don't know what happened there at this bar.
Something happened.
Something happened.
Allegedly.
I'm not sure what happened, but all I know is someone was mad at me. I'm like, I'm not a confrontation. I'm not getting into a bar fight kind of guy. You know what I mean? I'm like, no big deal, my bad, this and that. And he's like, he starts stepping up to somebody. He gets punched.
It was like 5 Spanish guys.
He gets like beat up, and everyone leaves, and he's mad and so drunk.
Got beat up by 5
After
guys.
he gets beat up and he's bleeding, he takes his face with his blood dripping off his face, and starts like making like a ring of like a smiley face on the bar,
I was
like
smearing my blood on the
all
walls.
over the wall.
Why, are you such
Why,
a
is that
creep?
crazy?
It's creepy.
I'm just saying, like, who does that, right?
Yeah, it's creepy as
It's
fuck.
like
What do you
6
mean?
in the morning. You staying there, he's putting his blood all over the wall.
I used my head as a magic marker because it was bleeding profusely, and I wrote on the walls. What's so wrong with that?
It's just crazy.
Well, the Spanish guys beat me up. That was 5-on-1. They pushed me into a bathroom, and I remember I
Not the
must-
first time Justice been 5-on-1 with some Spanish man.
You fucking
Definitely
bastard. And I was gushing blood out of my head. The head bleeds.
Yeah.
The head has got a lot of capillaries. It bleeds. So I took
Absolutely.
that as an opportunity to use the blood to write a message on the walls.
Oh, okay.
I don't think
that's
that's
a fucking
so
horror
horrible.
movie, you weirdo.
I don't get the logic.
What are you talking
And again,
about?
I had to drive him home again. You know, or get him.
Yeah,
you
so
know.
he's just
Yeah.
the whole time. I mean, we're talking about years now,
Yeah.
years
Oh.
of him dealing with this all the time, and you
All
just
the
kept
time.
on strong.
You know, I mean, yeah, I did it. I did. I was.
But at this point,
I
he
The
could've-
included him.
confrontations, though,
Yeah.
were they always in a response to like when people would confront him about this, would it be in response to a singular situation, or was there ever a time where everybody was like, look, we got to like talk to him, not in response
Yeah,
to him
did you guys
wiping
ever do
blood
this
on a
behind
bar?
my back?
Do you mean like a real deal, like
Like
TV
conversations, like we
intervention
have to
kind of thing?
intervene?
We
Did you
never-
guys have meetings behind my back about my drinking?
I don't remember any official meetings. You know,
Yeah, see?
I
was
really
doing-
don't.
I was doing
you weren't
good
that
then.
bad.
Yeah, I was all
So
right.
it was bad. I mean, and then with the rehabs, what he would put my parents through.
Right,
Forget about it.
So-
Like,
yeah.
they
So-
had to fight like hell. My mom specifically to get him put in rehabs because they're not going to drop 30 grand for him to go there and get out and drink, 30 days later, which is what happened most of the time.
Rehabs are expensive.
But you said the first rehab you went to, you were 34 years old,
Yeah.
right? So this is 2 years after the incident we just spoke about.
Seafield, yeah.
Right? Between 32 and 34,
It was bad. That was the worst.
just kept on getting. So
that was after my dad sold the restaurant, so I didn't have the restaurant. Girlfriend was breaking up with me. Having the restaurant gave me like also the outside looks good, because I was basically like the like prince of that place. Like I would walk around. I had an open bar. I had a private chef, cooking for me. Like I was like everyone loved me.
Yeah, you were on stage.
I had the hot girlfriend,
right?
A
bartender's on stage.
It was an easy gig for him.
Absolutely.
You could drink and do
You
your
do whatever
thing.
the fuck you want. Yeah,
life is good.
And how long
I
was
just
that for?
graduated from. Oh wait, let's forget about this. I graduated from college during all this. I went to college and got a bachelor's degree during all of this.
Okay, but wait, how long did your pops have that place for? And that you were
About 5 years.
Okay,
So about 6 years, about almost the whole time I was.
So then,
girlfriend.
continue with that story. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so everything looked good,
Yeah.
and then when my dad sold the place, I didn't have that place anymore, right? And then everything stopped looking good. Girlfriend was breaking up with me, didn't have the restaurant, was working at another restaurant as just a waiter, So now I'm just this. Now I don't have all this outside stuff that looks good anymore, and I started to not be as happy, because I think also what fueled me through the alcoholism was the fact that I was really happy when my dad had the restaurant and I had the girlfriend. So like just being happy was enough for me to like not get really bad as much.
It seems like things are working out.
Right.
Like you're drinking. Why wouldn't it be fun if you really think about it?
Drink as much as you want.
Yeah.
And
you have a great job.
A few bucks in your pocket.
Yeah,
you're good.
and having sex
sick
every
girlfriend,
night.
yeah.
Having sex multiple times
So you
a day.
have what a lot of people do put value on. You know what I mean? It's not. So it's hard, but. Why don't you guys lead us to that story, that first rehab?
Yeah.
And what happened?
You tell me, Josh.
I really don't know exactly. I could just tell you every single time it was, he had to have the right insurance, to get in.
Yeah.
My mom would have to call up, figure this out, grovel.
Mom did it all.
They'd switch his insurance from this one to that one so we can get into this rehab.
Yeah.
But what happened that first time that it was actually
and the whole time,
the
whole time while this is going on, he's at home. He's drinking now. At this point, he drinks in front of my parents. Just like it's like
He just doesn't give a
just a
fuck.
full-fledged
At
addict.
that point, it was like we knew if I stopped drinking, I could die.
Right, that's
Like
what he would
the
say to
cat
my
was
mom.
out of the bag.
Right, and of course that's what he says to my mom, and she's like going to the liquor store and giving him a few shots a day or something like that.
At this point, I moved on to the next stage of alcoholism, where it's like it's the cat's out of the bag. Everyone needs to give me alcohol, or I'm going to die.
So they're like, you got to go to rehab right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So okay. So you go to rehab.
Most likely, probably you're not going to die though. You
I don't
what
know.
mean?
I don't think you
know what
understand
I
how
mean?
bad it was.
Alcohol.
I get it, but
No,
not
you
everyone
could die.
dies from it.
No, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Right,
I think
it's Russian roulette.
You were fucking with mom to scare her to get you the alcohol.
Probably.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah. But I also could have died.
Yeah.
Don't turn it into a medical thing here.
That's more like it though. That's more
KC,
like
will you
it.
allow it?
You have to allow that.
I'm going to allow it.
All right. So yeah,
That's a good one.
So you're how old at this point? Your first rehab? 34, right? Okay. So how many rehabs do you go to between 34 and actually getting sober? Because you got
10.
sober. How old were you?
10, not counting detoxes. Counting detoxes, we're in the 20s.
That's when we couldn't get him into a rehab.
Yeah.
We
Just went to, like, a
just had
5-day
spend 3
detox.
days in a hospital.
Yeah, 3 or
Basically
5
every
days.
time for 4 years, every time this guy drank, he ends up either in a hospital or in a rehab before he stopped.
Yeah.
Couldn't stop.
And that's what they said.
Literally couldn't stop.
Of course
Yeah.
not. Of course
I mean,
not.
I
But how long
literally-
was that stint right there? Right?
34, 35, 36, 37, 38, about 30. Yeah, so that's 10 rehabs in 4 years. And about another 10 or 15 detoxes in between that.
And it was just chaos, right?
Never-
Once that first rehab, then it just became even worse quicker, right?
one after the other.
Yeah.
There were a couple times where he went 90 days maybe or something like that.
No, I went a year
you know?
once, almost a year, completely abstinent, but without a program. I was miserable. So like a lot of these rehabs and detoxes were compiled into right out of rehab, boom, right back in, right out of rehab, boom, right back in.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was some gaps, there was a year gap where I was abstinent. So because to pack all these in these 4 years with a year gap, that means it's really 3 years I was packing all these rehabs in. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
And this is expensive stuff.
Yeah. Oh, my insurance paid probably close to $1 million.
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah.
Wow.
If you really think about
wild.
No, he didn't pay $1 million.
No, I know he
That's
did.
what-
Yeah, insurance.
My health insurance paid.
But it's
close
just
to $1 million.
wild that
Yeah.
he, in that short a time, and they all progressively got, because I remember the stories.
Yeah.
And they all progressively got worse. But during that time, what was some of the worst things?
There was a time
Yeah.
when I thought he was going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flat out.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a part of a lot of people's stories, though. Like the families are
I
just kinda
actually
like,
was like, I think he's just going to die one of these
Probably
days.
after like the
Just
seventh
go to
rehab
sleep
or
one
yeah.
day and just not wake up or something like that. Or,
Yeah.
I didn't know how it happened, but maybe a car accident.
Well, I used to
something,
drive drunk everywhere.
Yeah, of course. He's delirious most of the
Yeah.
time.
Right,
Like,
right.
the fuck? What's wrong with
What
this
about?
guy?
I mean, when I woke up in a hospital after totaling my car after a high speed chase with the cops, and the cop beat me up instead of
remember that
arresting
story.
me.
Yeah.
You know?
This is when you're in like East Meadow, right?
Yeah, somewhere out in
You
Suffolk. yeah.
you leave and go across the street to get like another bottle or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I remember that story.
Yeah.
So, but for you,
Like he-
right, going in and out of these places and
Liquor
those 3
stores
years.
banned him.
Yeah, they
Oh
banned
yeah,
me.
Yeah.
yeah.
They
But
banned me.
going in,
He'd have to travel 25 minutes to get a bottle of liquor.
Yeah.
He'd have to go to like
Rough.
10 towns
and not
over.
just liquor store, liquor store.
Bars banned me too.
Yeah.
Oh, bars too. I would.
He was drinking only by himself
Yeah,
for
that's
years.
but that's
you know
what
what I
that
mean?
is
Yeah.
exactly what
I
wanna
walked
ask
into
you.
I walked into the Dark Horse bar when I was like 2 years sober in Rockville Center, and as soon as I walked in, the bartender goes, "No, you get the fuck out." Get
back.
Yeah,
Never been here before.
I'm like, "What are you talking about?
I've never been here before in my life.
That's what I said. I'm like, "What are you guys talking about?" No, get the fuck out. I'm like,
Bro,
"What the hell just
he
happened?"
literally lose
I went
time.
there for like a burger.
Yeah, that's so funny. That is, that's hysterical.
So let me ask you this: while he was in and out, do you feel like you were skeptical after like third or fourth year, just kind of like, what are we doing here? Or did you feel like there was moments of hope where you're like, okay, this time it's sticking?
Did I give you hope?
Was there any hope in those 10 stints?
Only hope was the last time that it did work.
Right. You that felt different to
Yeah.
you. What felt different about that time?
What about the time I got sober for a year, went to the sober house with Joe, remember? You had a little hope then. I wasn't sober. I was abstinent. I wasn't using drugs and alcohol for almost a year, about 11 and plus months. And there had to have been some hope there.
What do you mean you weren't sober? You were abstinent.
I mean, I didn't have a program. I just
He was
wasn't
still
using
a
drugs and
selfish
alcohol.
prick,
I was
but
still,
he
I was a
just
dry
wasn't-
drunk, they call it. I was miserable and angry
Yeah.
all the time and just fucking horrible. I mean, there wasn't any hope there.
You weren't that
You know,
bad. but-
I don't
Did that
know.
feel
I
different than
guess
this last time?
I'm trying to remember that. It kind of, they all, like the rehabs really do
Oh,
get blended in
blend.
together to me. I mean, if you went a year, that's good, but I probably didn't think it would last. Maybe you alluded to it. Oh, well, I know I could drink anyway.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
You
But
might have said things like that
Yeah.
where I know this isn't going to last.
But
You know
that's
what
how
I
our
mean?
brains.
Right.
I mean, believe it or not.
Oh, I could have
that,
two beers, so
that was traumatic for you to have your brother going through that, and like
Was
that's
it?
how we sometimes process memories like that.
Absolutely.
Is we just kind of blur it together because it's
blocked it out?
to take each individual incident and process it. It's
a lot.
trauma.
Is this
It's
true,
trauma.
Josh? Did
Dude,
I
when
cause
you
you
love,
trauma?
If you love
Bro, we're
somebody,
talking
there's-
about
it's
years.
hard shit.
Did I
Yeah,
cause you
we're talking about-
PTSD?
We're talking about years.
It's what it is. I'm sure my family has stuff. It's
Yeah, well,
just
we all
part-
do.
We
I'll
put, we put people.
never forgive you for it.
You gave me my first drink, asshole.
here we go.
No,
Full circle.
That one drink and 15, 20 years of pain.
You know,
Hey,
and
good
not
exchange,
to
huh?
make it worse, but it's like it's not just what you did to him. It's also, I'm sure he feels stuff for what happened with your parents.
Yes,
through the
I
process.
feel stuff, Josh.
No, I'm saying Josh does. Like I'm sure Josh. There's
Oh, yeah.
that's part
Yeah,
of
it
the
was
process.
really sad. I had to talk to them all the time. You know,
Yeah, that
Can you-
sucks.
Can you talk to your brother? Can you tell him to stop drinking?
Yeah.
Dad,
Yeah, I'll tell him.
You know,
I'll
but
tell him.
So it's easier
You know?
to collect that as like a chunk than it is to the individual of the
Right.
whole thing.
Absolutely.
Well, mom and dad didn't know
That's how we
the
process.
extent. They knew I was drinking a lot because they found the bottles of alcohol. They didn't know
because
about
no
these
one had that extent.
Right.
though, you know
Josh
what I
got a
mean?
first-hand view.
Of course, 'cause-
I wouldn't, Josh just got a first-hand view.
And as the
Yeah.
years go on, that 3 years becomes smaller and smaller as far as just like hanging
Yeah.
out around the same groups, working together. And
Yeah.
but one of the things I want to ask you is, well, do you remember when because obviously you said he was drinking alone, he was walking alone. Do you remember when that switch happened though? Because he used to come out, hang out do you remember when he
It was
actually just
definitely
started?
after he broke up with his
Yeah, yeah.
girlfriend.
And that was
Yeah.
the downhill.
I had the
thing.
4 or 5 golden years.
You know,
of
it
drinking.
probably was happening before, a little before
Yeah,
that
but
they
it
got
really-
together. But then the restaurant stepped his status up a little bit.
I was big time, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, they called me big time J-Dog.
And then he started isolating, right? So you said before.
Literally nobody called you that.
No, definitely not. Big dog. That's like, I didn't even catch that. That was,
Big time J-Dog.
so,
Yeah.
At AOL.com.
No, I was like a local celebrity in the hot dog area.
Yeah,
I really
right.
was.
King of Hot Pog, they called him.
Dude, I was going out. I was having fun. I was banging hoes. I was having a blast.
I could just see him like fucking blacked out humping a tree. People walking by laughing at him.
I'm the King of Hot Pog.
Yeah, that's what I picture that. Bagging hoes. Fucking, we got to animate that.
You know who I am?
So you said that last time felt different. What about that last time? Because he's right. He spent almost a year fully sober, living in the house, doing the thing, getting a little bit better. Like you did get better. You weren't a total fucking sleazeball jerk off.
What, you mean the abstinent time?
Yeah, you weren't like a bad person. You were still
was
selfish.
miserable.
I know, but I'm just saying it wasn't like you were a bad person hurting people, angry.
No.
But you were just miserable, right?
Yeah.
But what about that last time was different for you?
You mean the ones from about 6.5 years
He-
ago?
You mean
Yeah.
the final time?
Yeah,
Why was it different?
since-
Because he was going to AA every day thing.
Yeah, every day.
Right, and he could see it like he's going like every day. He's
And
like,
had a
"Hey,
sponsor,
every day,
right, yeah.
And he had the sponsor and.
Commitment, home group,
He brought his family to the meetings or whatever. I mean, he was
the anniversary.
maybe the anniversary. Yeah. Once he did that,
Aside from doing the things, though, did you notice a
I-
change in him personally? Did you feel like he was...
Was there like a
Coming up-
spiritual
I mean-
change? Did you
Well,
notice that?
You had to start seeing his character change.
It
a
had to
little
be. I
bit,
mean,
too.
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
you
yeah.
notice any of that, or was it just more of like, hey, he's showing up?
I mean, yeah, he was definitely more involved in family stuff. He started to hang out with like my kids and be like an uncle and stuff like that. And
Present.
yeah, more present. And I think he was really, his job was really not drinking at the time.
Yeah, nothing else mattered.
That was it. It wasn't like he had anything else going on. He was
I
just
dropped
devoted
everything.
to not drinking, and that was it.
Which is what
That's
I
what you
suggest.
needed to do.
Right,
though.
Which is what I suggest
right.
to all alcohol. Anyone that comes to me and asks me, like, what do I need to do to get sober? It's the first thing I say is you need to do nothing else but get sober.
Yeah.
You need to drop your job, your family, your girlfriend. Like everything needs to come second to you getting sober, and you need to do that for at least a year until you're through the steps. Like I don't want to put a timeline on. I'm just saying what worked for me. For at least a year, you need to go to meetings every day. Sometimes multiple meetings a day. You need to do everything your sponsor tells you, even if it doesn't make sense. You need to, if that sponsor's not working out, find a new sponsor, whatever. Find someone who's got, years sober and can, guide you through the steps. Read the big book, learn from the big book, look to God.
He was talking
all
like that.
stuff.
He was talking
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
That's what made you feel.
Yeah. Right.
And how did you feel like your family when he started? Because I know him and I know how close he got to God, which is beautiful because that's the whole point. For us is to get a deeper connection with a higher power.
Yeah.
And again within ourselves.
Yeah.
So when you started seeing that, like, how did you feel about that? Because he also, which is a funny story, he converted.
I converted to Christianity. Yeah.
So
Jesus, my Lord and
what did you think
Savior.
about that when that was going on?
I thought it was good for him.
You saw him. Yeah.
I was like,
Saw
wow,
him
he's
change.
doing all that.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
could
yeah.
Jesus
Right.
not be good for him? Jesus is like the most amazing.
No, I know, but I'm
The
saying
idea that
ever.
he was into it, though.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
His enthusiasm.
Right. And
Yeah.
just he was like changed.
Yeah.
It was different than the first time. I do remember now, I was thinking about it, when he did that 1 year gap. And I remember when I realized he started drinking again. I went to the city to see him in some comedy show, and he's
Why do you say it like that? Some comedy show.
and he's up there. Hold on, and he's up there, and he's doing his shtick or whatever, and he's saying, "Oh yeah, I'm sober, this and that." And then we're at some. He's like, "Oh, we're going to this bar after with everybody," and I see him at the bar, and I smelled it.
Yeah.
I know the smell.
Of
And like,
course.
yeah, you can smell
You
it.
think vodka don't smell,
he
but it
probably,
does.
no, I probably smelled mouthwash or something like that, and I knew it because
okay.
that's what he used to do.
Yeah.
well, no,
and I-
Altoids. I used to
And,
eat
and
Altoids.
I asked him, he's like, but I'm okay. It's just I could just have a little bit, and that was like the beginning of the
okay.
end.
Yeah.
So after he took the year off, he was able to, like, I guess, slowly get back into it instead of
Yeah.
just jump full back into
Right.
it. So
Yeah.
he built up a different kind of tolerance, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, how
after taking
long,
a year
Justin,
off.
was it from that moment to when you were back
Yeah.
to like and it happens pretty quick. Yeah.
So once I started,
good,
once I had
though, a
that
few
first
months.
drink, once I had that first drink after
'cause you're used to seeing the next
about
day.
11 plus months of
Right.
not drinking, I was able to drink. And
Little
and,
bit.
yeah.
Weekends,
I think 3,
and
4,
then all of a
5 months.
sudden,
I think the
yeah.
next rehab after my first rehab was like a year and a half later. So I had like I had like a bunch of sober time, and then I had
So
not
after
sober
5
time.
months, basically,
Yeah.
you were back.
Right.
You were back to your old self.
Yeah, because-
A year and 5 months, but yeah, the year of
Right,
not drinking,
after
then
you
about
started
5 or 6
drinking,
months.
yeah.
Partly the ego grows back. The same thing happened with heroin, pills, anything is all of a sudden it's a little chippy.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, oh my God, I can drink on the weekends.
Right.
And then you do that for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
Well, that's
I'll drink on the
exactly.
weekends
Yes.
and a Tuesday.
Yeah, I think it was
It's
my
Fat
birthday.
Tuesday.
I think it was
Yeah.
my birthday.
You know what I'm saying?
I think
And
it
it's just-
I think it started with I'm going to drink on my birthday, and I'm only going to drink on my birthday.
Of course it
That's
is.
what I told myself. Once a year, I'm going to drink.
But how did you drink? You went to the store in secret behind the
No,
door. No, right? That's probably
No,
what you did.
I'll tell you how it happened.
how-
I went to Stingers. I went to Stingers in Rockville Center or whatever they called it at that point.
Stingers?
Rockville Center
I'll tell you
bar.
what Stingers is in a second.
You get a free beer on your birthday. That was one of the things. Oh, well, you got to take advantage
You
of that.
got
It's a
to
free beer.
drink it through a glory hole.
No, but that's how it
It
started.
ain't free, I'll tell you that.
It started with me drinking like a normal human. I had like 6 beers at the bar. You know, like a normal human, and,
No,
then,
of
and then
course,
drove
that's what
home
I'm
like a
saying.
normal
It's-
person.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying. The
And
audience
then,
needs to know
Only
that
an
because
alcoholic would say 6 beers.
yeah, that is.
for me, it was that was normal.
You know,
A lot of beers.
that's a good day.
And then I
Yeah.
didn't drink for like 2 or 3 days, right? And the plan was to not till next year, but then it took like 2 or 3. And I said, you know what? I just drank, and I didn't drink the next day. I think I'm cured. I did this. So 3 days later, I do it again. And then I'm like, oh, this is getting expensive. So then I start, maybe I'll get some airplane bottles
Now
with
you're
me.
back to the-
Got to save a little money. Can't be spending all this money on beers. So I bring some airplane bottles with me. I drink them before I go in
such
the
an
bar.
odd alcoholic.
And then,
a frugal alcoholic.
And then, and then I remember exactly what happened. And then I'm like, all right, well, now I'm drinking all night again and I can't go to sleep. So how do I fix this? I know how to fix this. After I get out of the bar, I'll chug a bottle of NyQuil. So I would go to the bar, I would chug a bottle of NyQuil after. And then I'm like, you know what, the NyQuil's not kicking in fast enough. So maybe if I drink the bottle of NyQuil before I go to the bar and the alcohol, I'll be able to sleep when I get home. So now I'm full blast, But I kept it going like that for a while before I got into like real trouble. Like I was drinking a bottle of NyQuil every night I went out drinking.
That was your pregame.
Yeah. Because it would slow me down. It would help me sleep
oh,
at
I know.
night.
I know it's slow you down.
A normal
you meatball.
pregame is only half a bottle of NyQuil.
Wait, other people do that. That's
A
normal.
couple of beers. Yeah, other people do that. They're living under the bridges.
Hey, those people under the bridges are good people. I made a lot of friends on the bridges.
I know, bud. I know.
right.
So, obviously, you see something different in them now. You
Yeah,
saw
for
something
sure.
different in them then. And then one of the biggest things through all that is action, right? Like you've heard them talk a good game for years and never follow through. So I'm sure with you, like my brother, for example, when we had him on, it's hard to get to the point where you actually believe, right? Because hope only takes you so far, and then you got to kind of fucking give that shit
Yeah,
up.
no, I went from no hope to now.
Of course.
I would be in shock if he
Of course.
was drunk again.
Yes.
I would be in shock.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So you know.
and
That's very telling.
I would.
Of, like your
Huge,
character.
Well, I got 7 years in April.
yeah,
Well,
but
time. It's not.
thank
Time
you.
doesn't matter.
Yes.
It's the quality of your time.
Right.
Exactly.
I see. The thing is, I wouldn't be if I stopped working this program. I'm definitely going to drink again.
Yeah, of course.
But I think because I have this 7-year of working the program, I think it would take a lot longer than it would normally. I think if I worked no program, I'm just speculating. I would say it would probably take 2 years, 3 years, and I would probably be drinking.
I don't
again.
think it would take that long.
You don't think so?
No way.
I feel like I have enough
2 to 3 years.
You
Well, 'cause I
don't
have-
realize the guilt that comes along with that.
Yeah.
That's, especially for people like us. That's why the most beautiful thing is when people do fall off the horse, no matter how much time they had,
Yeah.
if they just get their ass back into A, or whatever, whatever, a program.
Yeah, I don't know if
Just
I'd have
get them
that.
back in right away. But the guilt holds people
Guilt
out
would
for
be
so
strong.
long.
Me, I don't know if I would
But
be able to
that's
overcome
why
the
he's
guilt.
saying.
Because you
I
have
don't
to
think
start
you'd last
over.
that
You have to
long.
start over.
Yeah,
Right.
and,
So
and
hard
look,
to
I
do.
love the idea of counting days and time, especially for newcomers, because it's so hard in building that momentum and having that enthusiasm, like you talked about before, and just support. But then it gets to a point where it's almost like a detriment, because if you fall off or something like that, you put so much emphasis on the time and not all the things you learned, the quality of life you had, and the fact that, okay, you fell, just get back on the beam as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
So that guilt and shame
Right.
keeps you out longer, and it ends up being your demise.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I was always able to go right back into rehab. I had no problem with it because I knew I never really tried to get sober. Now, if I fell off and with all this effort I put in, I don't know if I would be able to fall. I would probably end up in Mexico.
but that's what I'm saying. That's what I was getting to is this. When I had my brother
Why
on,
Mexico?
Why, yeah.
Because I have a lot of money now I saved up, and
Yeah,
that
but-
goes a long way in Mexico.
Good
I can
point.
drink for a long time there.
Yeah, Mexico is. I mean, you can drink
Pesos,
for a long
yeah.
time. A lot of places that
Yeah.
aren't so
Or
dangerous
Dominican
right now.
Republic or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's nice. Yeah,
There's some nice bridges. You
yeah.
can hang out underneath.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and a lot of Spanish men that can throw you in the room.
I feel like you guys are being
5 of them.
condescending towards the bridge under the people who live under the bridges. People who live under bridges and people who live under boardwalks are very interesting people. You should get to know them.
Of course, I know one.
Yeah. Oh, well.
He's sitting
Right across the table from one.
Sure. No, so what I was going to do before is that when I had my brother on, it took him a while, right? Because for years he saw me up and down, try real hard, get like fucking fail. So, and then it got to
in
a
and out,
point.
you were-
Yeah, of
right.
course. So it wasn't like the first stint at this 6 months later, he was like, oh yeah, new Joseph showed up and he's a good boy now.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like that. It took a while, right? Like a while. It's still, he has his defenses up sometimes. So,
But that's even PTSD. You
Of
know what I
course,
mean?
it's
like
just- it's
part of
normal.
the-
It's
What's your
normal.
number? How long are you sober?
9.5 coming up on 10.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
God willing.
Yeah.
time. It's a lot of time. He's still skeptical. Still after 9.5, 10
Oh
years.
yeah, we spoke about it on here. I even spoke about it with
That's
him
trauma.
because
It's got to be trauma,
it-
right?
it-
I mean,
100% because it's not just the drugs and alcohol. It's the patterns of behavior. It's seeing your brother, his shade like drawn. You know what I mean? Like we're both fucking idiots. You know, we fuck around on the mic and talk shit, but
Yeah.
like I've never seen him treat anyone with anything but the most respect and love. Anyone, color, race, creed, it doesn't matter. Who
I
the
love
fuck
all
it is.
people of
I've
all
never seen him treat anybody
orientations,
different. You know what I mean?
colors,
He-
creeds, all that.
Yes, exactly.
But I also my
know about creeds.
creeds, colors, doesn't matter.
What is
sexual orientation? I love everyone, but I will make fun of everyone as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it took him a while to become this person. So my question to you is: at what point do you remember a point where you really truly believed he changed? Because you had hope when you saw him putting the action in, right, doing the right thing, talking about it, doing it, believing in God. But was there a moment where you really kind of like your defenses dropped because you saw from so much action and repetition?
I would say maybe year 3 that he was sober.
yeah. You're like this is
After
a
I
changed
went back
man.
to the 3rd time now, one of my parents gave him his chip or whatever. I think that.
Like, when did you start to feel
times.
comfortable? Like,
I think 3 years
Like
was like,
leaving
wow.
me, like
You
be able to leave me alone in a house with like a bottle of vodka on the kitchen table, something like that. Hypothetically, how long did it take?
I never
for that?
really thought about that one, but I don't know. I would say.
Would you feel comfortable now?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I don't think anyone would think about that anymore. Yeah.
Well,
That's not stopping you.
no, of course
Right.
not.
There's a
Of
bottle of
course
vodka
not.
on a table. What is that?
But that's why I
Right.
asked about the defenses. I mean, because once those are down, you become vulnerable. But again, it's that trust keeps on building. And now he's a great uncle, right? You trust him with your kids.
Yeah.
Like it's gotten to the point where that's happening. It's got to be a beautiful thing. To
Oh, my
see the
nephews are
turnaround.
awesome.
Of course. And
Yeah.
again, you're an awesome uncle. You spend time with them. You do things with. Not all uncles are like that, dude. They're distant. So that.
Well, I had
that's-
great uncles growing up too.
Yeah.
So that helps.
Yeah, I had really good uncles too, and coaches.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, right? Like, did you guys like start hanging out right away again?
That's a tough one. I mean,
He's married with a kid.
I don't
Well, he
know
doesn't really
if-
hang out.
I don't
you
know
Yeah,
if
that's
the drinking stopped us from hanging out.
Yeah,
really.
we still are
No, it
hanging
didn't.
out.
We would
No.
hang out. I would hang out with him when he was.
Yeah, but when he was
When
going
he
to
was a
rehabs
mess,
and stuff,
you know,
you're
I'd be
saying,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, you want to come to a football game with me?" Sure.
Yeah.
And he was
You would
always
tr-
down, to
yeah,
do something like that.
yeah.
Always
But
down.
then, once you're there, then,
He never learned his lesson.
then you got to deal
Josh
with it.
never
Then
learned
you
his
have
lesson.
to deal with it.
Yeah.
you
No,
know?
definitely not.
Yeah.
What was the last time? What was the last event he fucking took him to that he trashed it? Do you
It's a
remember
good
that?
question. When was the last time? I think that at the end of his reign, it was happening at these holiday dinners more than anything.
Oh
Yeah.
you like to ruin a good holiday
Oh,
dinner.
I would
because
ruin
I was
that.
like, once I got
the best of 'em.
married,
Come on.
things were a little different. I
Yeah.
wasn't.
Did he ever ruin a
I
dinner
wasn't
with
really
your
going
wife?
to bars anymore.
wait.
Yeah.
Wait, all right. So you got to tell me at least if you can, at least one or two stories about him ruining some kind of party, like with your wife and your
sure.
family.
At
He's
my
like,
in-law, at my in-laws' house.
Please, yeah,
At
give
my
me
in-laws'
a good
house.
story here.
They had this
Give me a
house-
couple.
This house in Bayport,
Okay.
and they drink wine. They're like wine wine drinkers.
And this is just a normal dinner or a holiday?
Yeah, some I forget the holiday. It
okay.
could have been 4th of July or Thanksgiving. Who
Okay,
knows? I don't
okay.
remember.
Nice little holiday.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
But
Sorry.
there's a good amount of people there.
Yeah.
There's bottles out and stuff like that. And people, brown liquors maybe are out. And
Oh yeah.
I think Justin went. He was missing, and he was in like this garage area.
Yeah.
And the garage area had a toilet, but it wasn't plugged into the plumbing.
It was just a toilet.
Right.
somewhere.
They were going. No, it was. It had water in it, but it wasn't. It wasn't.
It
hooked up
had
to plumbing.
water.
Yeah, it just wasn't.
So he
yeah.
started like throwing all his like beer caps in this like toilet bowl or something like that. And
child, dude.
my stepfather-in-law comes out. He's like, "Hey, what's going on in the in the garage over here? Who's hanging out in there? I got this beer over here, and some broken glass over here." And he's like stumbling out of this house. He's like in the corner. He's like, "I just want one more beer or one more drink." He's like holding his beer like to his chest.
Like a football.
I mean, it was just a train wreck. You know what I mean? And then in the car on the way home, I was in the car with my parents, and he, of course, stole like 2 drinks from the house, and he starts drinking it in the car. And my dad's like, get out of this car, like trying to. I mean, everyone was going crazy, and my mom's like, no. It was a complete.
Yeah, well, what's your in-laws
bedlam.
and your girls say? Is she your wife at this point, or just your girlfriend?
I don't remember. I think my
Not just your
wife.
wife.
Yeah.
So what did she say? Like, she knows him already by now, but obviously
Yeah.
you've been with
Your
him for a
brother's
while.
an embarrassment.
No.
I wouldn't blame her.
I
we
mean-
were.
No, I think people honestly felt bad for him.
Yeah.
To be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
know? Yeah,
Yeah.
it really was. It was sad more than anything.
yeah.
It wasn't funny at all anymore.
Right. It stopped being
The
cute.
fun ended. The funniness ended. Became sad. It was
Yeah.
only sad.
Yeah, because I mean, he wasn't always like that.
No.
And you know his potential. And that's what I think is hard for a lot of loved ones too. Is you know their potential. You see
Yeah.
it. We wouldn't just spontaneously combust like this. Like we were
Yeah.
babies. We were children. We we had like personalities different. I don't know.
And it wasn't that far off from when I was like, doing awesome with my dad's restaurant and drinking heavily and being like the party guy. And it was like it all fell off so fast after my dad sold the restaurant and I lost my girlfriend in that restaurant. Like everything just got really dark after that for me. My drinking just was dark.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it took you down the necessary fucking.
Well, I needed it because my liver was going to die.
Yeah.
So like I needed it to get there. I think that's why I think it's God. I honestly, I just really feel like God gave me that pain.
They scanned your liver. You did all that. You had to do all
Oh,
that
my
stuff?
first rehab when they scanned the liver, you should have seen the look on the doctor's face when he comes back to the test. Just looks at me, looks at the test, eye contact, just like he's an Indian. He's like, "Let me tell you something. This is not good. What you're doing to your body is very bad. You're going to die. You have another drink. It's no good. You're going to die."
I gotta say that's as
not
good as
bad.
his Russian.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I was like,
But that's what he said. I remember.
The way we all looked at the ground just now, we're like,
That was good.
that was really good.
The Russian. I want to hear the Russian.
Oh,
What's
you
the
haven't heard it? The
No, I
Russian's
want to hear
pretty
it.
good.
Yeah.
Well, Josh, let me tell you something, Josh. Okay, in Russia, we drink the vodka. It's very good because it's a food group. You see, in America, you don't have these pussies. We call them American pussies. You drink the vodka with the orange juice and the cranberry juice like a fucking pussies, okay? We drink vodka. We drink it straight up, okay?
he'll
Like
keep
a
going.
man.
He'll keep going until we stop him.
Yeah,
like
we're
it.
cutting him, but that was good though.
He has this Italian thing he tries to push on us all the time. It's just no.
Joey, you want us
It's not good.
What are you doing here?
That was the first time we heard the Indian, and I gotta say,
It was actually
Very good.
I agree. It
Yeah.
was as good as the Russian.
I'll surprise you
It
every now
really
and then.
was.
Yeah.
No,
all
but-
right. Well,
You could do a good British. Good British. Or no?
oh, what's his British?
Oh yeah, hello. My name is Peter. I want to get a little water. What are you doing there?
I don't know if
Oh,
that's pretty.
Beans.
I don't know what that is.
you want some potatoes? Do you? Oh yeah, little water. Hey.
Isn't it?
I think that's Leprechaun, right?
Yeah.
Leprechaun, maybe.
I don't know. what-
Furtifer. That's my Irish. Furtifer. What you doing there, Lottie?
I don't know. That was
God.
pretty good. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Josh, I want to
Sure.
come to a close, but I definitely
Yeah.
want since he has been sober and you've seen this change, like we've talked a lot about crazy stories, right? Is there
Right.
any like some good examples of the stories where, like we talked about, you really believed he changed? Like you saw him do something different, or you experienced something different, or a
I
story?
mean, every holiday that rolls around, he's annoying us for old clothes and toys, like
because I'm-
non-stop.
Yeah, remember
you know
when he
what
was
I
going to the
mean?
city?
Am I
Yeah.
bothering you trying to help needy fucking homeless people?
no,
I'm so
but-
sorry.
No,
It's non-stop.
He's just explaining
No,
the story.
but
I asked him to.
but you compare that to what he used to do.
Yeah.
He'd go on a train to Penn Station, bring a couple pints of vodka with him, and start handing out $5 bills. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah, I was still nice back
He
then.
was.
Yeah.
He was.
I
But you
know,
see the
that's what I
difference, though.
figured.
You see the difference,
Yes,
though. Yeah.
you could see the difference. That's
Right.
what
I'm
I
saying
asked
he's still annoying, but in a healthy way.
Right. Yeah. You know.
him. Yes, exactly.
That's a good way to put it.
That's a great little ending.
Absolutely.
All right.
I
Yeah,
love
it's
it.
good.
Yeah.
Happy to do
So
that
thank
for
you, Josh. Josh, I
awesome.
want to let you know I forgive you
Oh,
for
my God.
sending me down the path of alcoholism.
Whenever you're
and
ready
giving me
to
that first
forgive
drink.
him for the next 20 years,
I
Josh,
forgive you,
We'll have you
Josh.
back on. It's perfect.
Thank you.
I am the bigger man because I am forgiving you, Josh.
Was he always a heel? That's a,
that's a
we
good
didn't
question.
get to talk about
Yeah.
his childhood.
I love bad
Real
guy
quick.
wrestlers. Yeah.
Was he always a heel? Like,
Like a bad guy. Like,
not even a bad. He's not a bad guy. Just like to play the bad guy,
Like a troll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Not afraid to
I
play
think
the
I
bad
was,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
always-
yeah,
That's like
yeah.
his personality.
Yeah, since he was
regardless.
since the
Yeah.
jump, right?
Since I can remember.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I figured that.
Yeah, I'm like Roddy Piper, bro.
Yeah, you're a dirty little slut.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me.
Josh,
It was fun,
man,
you
thank
know?
you so
Thanks,
much.
man.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Josh,
We got to
thank
have you back.
Yeah.
He's a natural on the podcast.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Josh,
So-
maybe you want to come back and guest host. You want to bring a buddy or something?
You know, it's a possibility.
What about Ralphie Bones?
Let's make that one work.
You want to make it happen?
Oh
Marine?
yeah.
Yeah.
I like
I
Ralphie.
don't know. You think he'd be a good guest?
I think he'd be
Yeah.
a great guest. I think he'll be funny.
You know what?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do
I'm
it.
in. Count
Oh,
me
I love
in.
it.
Fill
Yeah.
me in.
He doesn't.
Both you guys know him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He doesn't
yeah.
have a
Common
traditional
friend.
story. He's not like a recovering alcoholic or anything. But I think it would be fun just to fucking fuck
How do
around
you, how
with
do you
him.
know him? How do you know him?
I know him from,
Just
Outback
worked in restaurants with him.
Steakhouse.
He's just-
Oh,
he was the
really?
manager at Outback
Yeah.
Steakhouse.
Well, yeah, we could cut
When,
that.
when he was hiding the, he was hiding the bottle
Bucket
of vodka in
in the
the
ceiling
roof of the-
tiles.
of the
So,
ceiling tile.
so,
Yeah.
so both of you,
Yeah.
he managed both of you guys? You
Yeah.
guys
Yeah,
worked it?
he
Oh,
was
that's
yeah,
awesome. Yeah, I can't wait.
So,
That's
I
gonna be
mean,
fun.
we could just bring him on to fuck around, have a fun episode.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. All right, awesome.
Well, yeah.
You down?
Yeah.
All right.
Dude, this was
I'm in.
awesome, Judge.
That was
Thank you
fun. Thanks so
yeah,
much.
it'll be
Thanks.
fun.
All right.
I think the cat shit on the floor.
Oh, come on, Frankie.